Hello, this is Padge and welcome back to the Curious Expedition! Did that work as an echo? I could probably put that in post if I wanted to. Far too much work. I prefer the manual echo. Co. And we're done. That's it. Let's start. Hello and welcome. So we're on the 5th expedition with Nikola Tesla, and we are looking at, well, winning basically. We're way ahead on fame. Got no problems with fame. Our issue is leveling up our second Trek member. As it stands, we've only got a sailor at the moment, which isn't leveled up. I want to see who we're going to get offered to us on this expedition. But as it stands, we have the curious burning drylands, which contains a golden pyramid and quite a few shrines. We then have the black desert, that's just got a golden pyramid in, and a fair few shrines with that as well. We have the hidden desert, scorching heat and sand as far as the eye can see, contains a golden pyramid. And we have the golden drylands, harsh and desolate area for experienced explorers. Now, didn't I find a prehistoric place last time? It must be the curious burning drylands which we found in the cave. So it's got a golden pyramid which is buried. We can always fly away, worst case scenario, or sail away. So let's do it. No guts, no glory. Eagerly anticipating the upcoming adventure, I hurried to the harbour. There were still some preparations necessary, so I spent my time on the deck enjoying the cool breeze. Not long after my arrival, the trader approached me. He was eager to see the idol we had obtained. Let's hand over the idol. We handed over the idol. A smile brightened his face as he turned the idol in his hands. So what does he give us for that? I was handed 50 funds to reward our efforts. Is that it? 50 funds for stealing off the indigenous people. A one-legged hunter proposed an interesting offer. He told a story about an evil hyena called Snarfrattle. He hated the creature with all his heart and wanted it dead. A worthwhile reward would wait for me if I was able to return with its pelt. Well, I've been up against Snarfrattle once, and it wasn't pretty. I don't have any dynamite. I have a gun which damages myself when I use it. I'm going to have to refuse. I'm pushing to open up that next explorer, which means we need 2 fully leveled up people, not people dying on me. So let's refuse. I refuse to hunt down this majestic animal. I would not kill this precious animal. I was proud to see that tales of my previous expeditions had attracted quite some attention. I was approached by several capable persons that were curious to find out more about the strange lands we were headed to. Who did I want to recruit? So we've got Etienne Durand, the cook. We have Ferezeshah Manakashore, the trader. And we have Homi Care, the translator. Okay, again, we've just lost him, but I think I'm going to have Pharaoh because he can hold 2 as capacity goes, and he's got the action die. And we've got plenty of utility die between me and the sailor. So, not that you can see on this because he's down off the screen, but never mind. And we've got our attack die with Campbell. So yeah, we'll go back with the trader, and we can level him up straight away as well, which also works for us. We could use a trader and welcome to Ferris. I'm going to say his name once, and then it's back to Pharaoh. Ferozeshah Manakashore. Ferozeshah Manakashore. There we go. In our trek. My heart jumped with joy as I heard that our vessel was ready to head for distant shores. Right, so we can improve Mr. Sir Scoot. I think it's going to cost me 100 this time. A pack saddle artisan offered to improve the carrying capacity. Yeah, +2 capacity for Sir Scoot. Do I do it? That is going to be 130. We've got plenty of rope. We're in the dry land, so we're not going to need any machetes. We're going to need some torches, though. We've got first aid. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just give him a +2 capacity. Cool. I knew I could use the additional capacity. About an hour later, his pack saddle was improved and was able to hold an additional crate. The craftswoman thanked me for my purchase and promised me a discount someday. but not today. At last, the vessel was ready to leave the harbour. Okay, so let's purchase some equipment. Right, sadly, we can only get chocolate this time. No problems. No problems. We've got some rope. Let's take more rope. Let's not take that much rope. Let's take 5 then, and let's take 4 torches. That's a good balance, I think. Yeah, that'll do. At last, the ship was ready for departure. Let us set sail out onto the vast seas and to Expedition 5, generating horoscope. And we have 1 question mark up already. Nice thing about the dry lands is generally you can see quite far. It's a shame we haven't got the perk where you can see that bit farther, but never mind, never mind. After weeks of travelling, a shoreline rose in the morning mist. I knew this land held 1 or 2 special surprises for us. Right, let us begin. Let us begin. And we have a stone statue straight away. We're on a 6-region map. None of it looks cut off at the moment. As it turns out, we've only got 5 regions to explore, according to the top by the face. So that means one of them will be blocked off by the mountains. Right, let us upgrade Pharaoh straight away. And then on the next point, we'll be able to upgrade him again, which will be cool. And let's go to this mysterious shrine. I inspected the mysterious, more than 3 meters high granite statue. The skillful crafted eyes seemed to look right at us. It was a disconcerting sight, and I desired to move on. I saw a few items by the statue. They must have been put there by the natives of this region, presumably in an attempt to appease the gods. This is annoying. That's all very useful. Let's take it all. We took what we could use for the sacrificial offerings. Right, so let's get up onto this hill and use that blue mushroom. I think that makes the most sense. Yoink. Right, so we found 2 other places in this region. It's looking a bit holy over to the west. Haven't made much out of the east. Very easy to get back to the ship as it stands right now, so I'm not worried about that. So let's make our way over to this question mark first. As it turns out, that looks like it might be the region which is cut off, so we should be okay with that. We don't need to enter the region, but we will eat the red berries now. Get rid of those, open up the extra space, and travel back on ourselves to the last question mark in the region. We should hopefully give us the region point. There we go. And we've got a slaver camp. Not too worried about the slaver camp. We've already annoyed the locals, who are on -2 already. But we shall upgrade Pharaoh. Wicked. And we shall head... Let's head northwards above the crater and avoid the panther for the time being. We don't need to be getting into any issues straight away. Right. That's going to be snarf rattle, isn't it? I can tell. Okay. The issue would seem to be that as soon as we hit this shrine, whatever detrimental thing happens to the area is going to block off us travelling north. So let's see if we can get a clue as to what the shrine is going to do to us once we've been in it, and we'll decide whether we're going to hit it now or later. A shrine towered above us. It was in terrible shape as the weather had been beating down on it for centuries. What remained of a narrow staircase led to the only entrance. The ground around the structure felt hot when touched. It was still possible to walk the ground, but the potential source of this heat was disconcerting. So that means it's going to be volcanoes. So let's leave that for the time being. We decided we should leave the shrine untouched and hurried our departure. And let's go south straight away. Choose the question mark, and then we can hit the question mark over here as well, just southwest of the shrine. Right, 2 panthers. They've got 10 health. Okay, let's see what we can do. See what damage we can do. Right, so what happens if I pull up those? Shielded riposte, an extra one. Deadly riposte, damage 4, shield 4. That is handy. It still leaves us with 2 damage die as well. So yeah, let's do that first. What's that? That is a flank, damage 5. So let's take that and roll again. Tactical damage advantage is 3, but we can't use the zapper by itself. So what happens if I do that? Defensive beam, damage 4, self-damage 1, shield 2. That's not too bad. Yeah. Let's do it just to kill the panther. That's the best we can do, I think. We got on okay there. Well, I think I've got heavy bleeding, which isn't good, but we're still in it. We're still in the fight. Right, let's go for deadly riposte again, and punctuation, which is 4. Strong bleeding. Can we just hit him? Kick him. Even better. We stripped what was useful from the remains. Huzzah! We'll take everything, and then 2 of us are bleeding. Suffering from a wound. Even though this will heal by time, an injury can become infected and turn into a serious problem. Same for me. So let's hold off for the time being and see how damaged we get. If we get like real ill, then we'll use the first aid kits. I think it's the best way going about it. Let's explore this shrine next and see what this has to offer. We arrived at a long-forgotten shrine. Its stone walls were covered with ornate engravings. A circle of dried-up blood had been drawn around the whole structure as a warning for anybody that dared to enter here. I could swear I heard the sound of rushing water underneath. Right, so that is water. So we're going to avoid that one for the time being. Let's move up to the next one. Let's eat some chocolate. And oh, there's 2 more yet. Right, this is a cave. Well, there's loads in this region. It might be worth, because we can take the hit, just exploring this entire region. And then just getting the hell out of Dodge and getting the ship back. Let's see what's in the cave first. We approached the cave. The entrance seemed to lead deep into the mountain. We required a torch to explore its secrets. We lit a torch and descended into the darkness. We found a small underground lake. The water seemed very clear, sustaining the growth of vegetation, primarily many colourful mushrooms. If we were to invest some time, we would surely be able to collect a few. Well, let us do that. After spending some time in the cave, we had collected some seemingly digestible mushrooms. Oh, awesome, so we've got some healing ones, and we've got a lucky one, so we'll take all of those. Right, let's heal up. We set up camp to consume the mushrooms, so let's heal myself first. Nikola Tesla ate the mushroom and was shaken by pure disgust. He went into some sort of trance for several hours. Afterwards, he reported a rapid wound healing. And let's eat another one. And that no one needed treatment. Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay. So he must have healed. Cool, cool. Right, let's... looks like it might be cut off down there. Let's get up onto the hill. See what's in this region. Oh, we have a village and they are unhappy with us, so we'll probably have to pay them something. Today we reached a village. We encountered a tribe that were a true sight, the best scouts known to this region. The natives were suspicious about our arrival. It seems wise to offer some presents. Okay, so we've got our bartering system, and you can have a rope. There you go. They accepted our offerings and welcomed us friendly. So let's rest in the village. The natives were willing to let us rest in their village. However, they demanded compensation because of our bad reputation. That's fine. Have some teeth. Wow. Have some teeth, and we'll have the drums, and I'll have a rope back. Or what about a torch? No. Push my luck with a torch. Rope will be fine. Thank you. Then again, have some meat. And I'll have a voodoo doll. And you can have a rope. Deal. Deal. We settled this little dispute with the villagers, and we unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at their campfire. An elderly man gazed intently at my drums and asked if he could play a tune. Yeah, sure. Let's rock out. I gave him my consent. He played a few notes, then tightened the skin, stretched over the top of the instrument a fraction, improving its sound noticeably. Awesome. Does that make it more expensive? I hope so. And let's study the sculpture. I spent more time this evening on an anthropological study. I made sure to document the rights and history of this unique tribe. Cool. The night was quiet and peaceful. The next morning was bright and sunny, a perfect day for new adventures. While we still felt welcome, we could tell that the villagers had become disturbed by our presence. Yep, -3, I'd say so. Let's get out of here. I told the men to pack up and headed out, as new adventures could be waiting around the next corner. That's good by me. So let's travel down to this one next. And that is a heady type thingy. I came across a fascinating, more than 3 meters high stone figure. The skillful, crafted eyes seemed to stare at us. It was a disconcerting sight, and I desired to move on. I noticed some items by the statue. They must have been put there by people from a nearby village. They were sacrificial offerings, as it seemed. And what do they have? Berries and leaves. Don't really need them, in all honesty. So let's go. We've got 2 shrines to hit on the way back, and a slaver camp and a missionary before heading north. Okay, let's see what this one is first. And oh, right, there we go. We have the golden seal. We approached a mysterious structure that partially seemed to be made out of pure gold. We found some kind of mechanism on one of its sides. With some time, we would probably be able to activate it. However, what would happen upon activation remained a mystery, not to me, son. It took us time, but eventually we were successful to decrypt the mysterious mechanism. All of a sudden, a huge beam of light emerged from the seal. Cool. Sadly, though, it seems like we're going to have to find one more before they allow us to depart this area. So, what shall we do? What shall we do? Let's go back to this shrine here, firstly. I think that is the sensible thing to do. And then we shall eat all the chocolate to create some space. Good. Then we shall examine said shrine. Yes, the gushing water one, which is fine. Let's enter said shrine. Before us lay some kind of ceremonial room. It was a truly awe-inspiring sight. I held my breath as we discovered an ancient altar in its centre. And let's investigate the altar. Right, so we can take the moonstone. Tome page of lake creation. Let's not take that. We'll take the golden statue, though. Am I doing the right thing there? Voodoo doll. Never used a voodoo doll. I presume you use it in battle, so we'll keep that. We don't want to be creating lakes, do we? We want to be not creating lakes. But it would appear we can take it. I don't like how it keeps adding on circles, spaces. Oh, screw it, let's take it. This was not a day of hesitation. We took the artifact from the altar. We grabbed the treasure and hurried outside as enormous fountains of water broke through the ground and started to flood the whole area. We had to run for our lives to not drown in the huge lake that began to form. Right, so here's the plan. Right, we're going back to the ship. We're going to drop all our stuff off at the ship and then head back out. That way the water can chase us around and we will hopefully survive. Wow. That water doesn't give up. Okay, so let's return to the ship. The captain greeted me as we approached our ship this morning. I felt homesick all of a sudden and wondered how much longer I would need to stay out there. Or out here. Right, so let's access the ship storage and get rid of the tome, the anthropological study. We've got the 2 red mushrooms, so let's get rid of the medikits. The golden doodah, the pelts, the drums. I think that's good. Right, so let's head back out. But we're going to have to head the long way round until we lose this water chasing us. So let's go to there first and see if it's still chasing us. No, it's not. Right. And let us head up. Let's drink a couple of whiskies. So we know we can get back worst case scenario. I'm just going to ignore the shrine for the time being. I want to see what these question marks are before. I'm thinking we're probably not going to be able to find the pyramid on this one. In fact, let's go to that one first. I think we just need to scavenge as much as we can and then get the hell out of Dodge. Unless one of these things turns out to be... Oh, okay. Yeah, it turns out to be the marker. It's not really worth it. Yeah, I think we should just examine both tombs, get into that shrine, nick what we can and head back. Because I have no clue where the next marker is going to be and we're running out of sanity. So, a small pyramid just barely reached out of the dunes. It must have been some kind of grave built by an ancient civilization. A small opening led into the darkness. Enter the tomb. We entered the dark tomb. Mankind had not set foot within here for hundreds of years, and there was a stone sarcophagus in the centre of the small chamber. A smell of rot and decay filled the air as we lifted the cover from the sarcophagus. Ooh, so we've got gold and a mummy. We shall take all. We snatched the treasures and quickly left. Cool. Right, there's two more things in this region. They're going to be northwards, aren't they? They have to be northwards. 61. How much to get across? 40. We'll just have a gander. I can't see that place flooding. And right, okay. It's going to be that one, isn't it? And there's no easy way for me to get to it. So we'll just have a look at this one. Right, so we've got that. We can't get there, so we can't even get the region point. So 55. We might not make it back. That wasn't worth the risk. But never mind. You don't know, do you? You don't know until you go and look. So you've got to go and look. There's no way about that. You just got to go and hope for the best. The tip of a pyramid just barely reached out of the dunes. It must have been some kind of grave built by a long-forgotten civilization. A small opening led into the darkness. So we'll enter this tomb. We stumbled into the pyramid. It seemed to be very old and had remained untouched for a long time. There was a stone sarcophagus in the centre of the small chamber. Opened the sarcophagus. Dust filled the air as we pushed the heavy cover off the sarcophagus. Inside we found a perfectly preserved mummy. All of a sudden it started to twitch and limp and chase towards us. Fight! Right, okay, so he has... Wow. 20. Can I use the voodoo doll? I can not use the voodoo doll. Good times. Well, I'm guessing we're just going for the kill, so here we go. Right, so what shall we do? We shall put up that and that. So I can do a defensive beam. Or I could do an alternating beam. That's probably for the best. So let's do that. It's almost half its health gone. So we've got strong defense for 2, or evade, or defensive maneuver for 4. If we do evade for 3, and then another evade for 6, and then roll those, hopefully. Yeah, okay, we can only do a double attack. That's fine. So he's got what? 11. So we've almost half healthed him, which isn't bad. Oh, we survived that very well, very well. Right, so once again, we've got that and that. So we've got our alternating beam. Can we go in for the kill on that? Shielded riposte. 2. He's got 4. Or we can evade. Okay, let's do a shielded riposte just in case we don't kill him on this go. Oh, as it turns out, we're going to kick his ass. There we go. Cool. We strip what was useful from the remains, and we shall take the Zimmerman. Cool. Right, let's... okay, we're going to drink our last We're not going to survive this, are we? Last whiskey for 49. 21, 23. What is it to get back to the ship? 38. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to get back to there, or 1, 2. So it makes more sense to jump into there. Here we go. Please have some food. That's all I ask. I don't even care if it's mouldy food. Just some food would be nice. A shrine towered above us. It looked as old as time itself. What remained of a narrow staircase led to the only entrance. The ground around the structure felt hot when touched. It was still possible to walk the ground, but the potential source of this heat was disconcerting. Let us use the rope. After securing everyone, we successfully scaled the towering shrine. We had found a sacred altar room. It was a truly awe-inspiring sight. I held my breath as we discovered an ancient altar in its centre. Please have food. Damn it. Okay, so we've got the page of fertile lands and the golden amulet. Let's take it all. I would not leave empty-handed. We took what we came for. The moment we obtained the treasure, the earth began to rumble. We hurried outside as the shrine was swallowed by the earth and a huge volcano erupted, spitting his fire like a vengeance to our sacrilege. Okay. Well, I can't see where the volcanoes come up. I presume it would have been in the bottomless pit, which is good for me. And now we've just got to wing it. As it turns out, we need 31. We got 26. We should be okay. As long as my bleeding doesn't get any worse. It's a long trek. It's a long trek. We did it. We're back to the ship. And I think that's where we're going to have to end it. There's no chance of us finding the pyramid on this one. As it stands, we've got lots of gold, so we could probably take the hit as far as not coming first. Everyone else has pretty much finished their expedition as well, which doesn't help. So let's just get out of our lives. I think that's the best thing we can do. The captain greeted me as we approached our ship this morning. I felt homesick all of a sudden and wondered how much longer I would need to stay out here. Not any longer, son. Let's go home. I paused for a moment. Did I really want to abort this expedition? Yes, I do. There was only one solution. Our time for departure had come, so we put our crates on the ship and set sails. The unexplored shall stay unexplored for today. And that's it. So we don't get any bonuses, which is a bad thing. But hopefully we're far enough ahead to not have that affect us too much. Exquisite. Cheers! Right, look at that trusty donkey. That well-equipped trusty donkey, I think you'll find. Right, so we have lone survivor. Don't really need that. We have good reputation. Start expedition with a standing bonus. That would be helpful. And then we have geography. Gives additional information about your region. As it turns out, on the last expedition which we were on, excuse me, I am yawning. Yeah, right. We only need to come third overall and survive and have 2 people upgraded fully. So we don't need to actually finish the next expedition. We just need to survive with 2 people upgraded to the max. So as long as we open up at least a couple of regions, then it shouldn't affect what we how we finish outright, because I'm pretty sure we're going to finish in 3rd position anyway. So let's take the good reputation rep, and it means if we come across any villages, we can trade to stop over and get some more anthropological studies sorted. So let's do that. Right, how much are they going to catch us up? Quite a bit. I think it's fair to say we're going to finish 2nd on the next expedition. No problems with that whatsoever. So, we have quite a few things to sell. Nothing of high value. So let's sell the gold we've got. We'll gift the mummies we've got. We're going to... I still don't know what we do with these moonstones. I might have to look it up. We'll keep them for the time being. We can always keep them on the ship. We shall gift the mummy. Which one's that? That's the fertile lands. We shall sell those. We've got the medical stuff still, so we'll sell the mushrooms. We'll keep the looking mushroom. We'll get rid of the tome of lake creation. We'll gift the anthropological study. 140. We shall... What's that ahead now? 2440. So that is just shy of 600 ahead. let's let's gift the statue, sell the skins, and sell the drums. So we've got 220 funds for the last expedition. We're about just under 700 ahead on fame. We're looking good. We're looking good. And we're on to the very last one, the Forgotten Prehistoric Lands. Excellent. Okay, so to recap, we didn't finish the expedition, but as it stands, it didn't hit our reputation too badly. We're still ahead. We're set up nicely for money on the next one. We only need to open up a couple of regions in order to level up our last trader, in order to open up the expedition guy, explorer guy we haven't opened up in the main portrait section for characters to choose from. So it's going good. It's going good. I think we'll leave it there. We've just reached 30 minutes. That's long enough for an episode, I think. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.